Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hunter White, and today we're on to the second video in the series Write With Me. So last time we were here was the introduction of our character, which I have a little bit more thought out now, and we're also going to be talking about the outline, which is also still in progress. But for now, I'll show you what I have done since last time. And so the picture is not yet colored, but I have most of her colored on this paper right here, which I will show you momentarily. Um, but there's a few other characters in here. So this is the other character in the short story. This will be the main character's friend, we'll say for right now. Um, Up here is the Fairy King in our world, and down here is the Fairy Queen. The king and queen are probably not going to be mentioned a whole lot in the first story. We might get to meet them a little later on in other stories if that happens. But I thought it might be a good idea just to show what they would look like, just so we know when they're mentioned. Um, but other than that, let's go on down here. This is stuff that I think mostly already went over last time, so we'll skip that. If you want to look at it again, you can go to the document itself. It should be linked. It'll be linked in the description down below, and in the last video as well. Um, but here is the other stuff right now. So world building traits on fairies made up for the specific world. So the creatures living in the specific world. I say creatures just because I plan on doing other living beings and not just fairies in this world if things go well. But for this case, we're going to stick with fairies. So the fairies in the specific world all have one thing in common. The color of their hair and the clothes change based on their current alignment. This will include the fairies' wings as well. You'll see in a moment. So we chose blue and green to represent good, and red and gray to represent bad or evil. So with that being said, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and I'm gonna show you what I have for our main character at the moment. So here is here's the main character. She's mostly blue and green, but her hair and playful wings are red, and her wings are gray as well. So I decided to do this because of what I want this first story to look like. So I know that's short, but I'm gonna share my screen again so we can read the rest of what I had. So here. So the main character is in the story will be partly good and partly evil or bad. This will be about inner turmoil and how she deals with her conflicting thoughts. That's going to be like the gist of the story. Um, most fairies, uh, most fairy jobs will deal with going to the human world and interacting with sleeping or unconscious humans. Most fairies in the story are dealing with helping out humans who are caught in between life and death. So for the main character, her and her job and her coworkers, the fairies, are going to be dealing with humans who have been in near-death experiences, who are unconscious, and just can help them out, help them either survive, or if they've given up, help them go on to the next world, um, which goes on to the next point. Fairies can live for thousands of years, but most fairies live to become transformed into angels. And those angels have jobs to bring dying humans into the afterlife. And then to go along with the good and bad, some fairies can turn bad, which they would join the pixies, which we'll talk about in a future video. Join pixies and turn into demons that bring the bad humans into their evil version of the afterlife, which is hell. I just found this to be an interesting thing to add to this world. Hopefully, everyone else likes it as well. Um, So basically, this first short story will just be about the main character, which her name I'll say is Eglantina. I did a little browse online for names, and this one's Wild Rose. I thought it'd be pretty cool and kind of shows who she is. So she'll go by Tina for most of the story, anyways. Her nickname. But basically, the story will be about her figuring out whether she's true evil or true good. Um, and so the friend that she has, right here, I'm gonna have her like show good intentions and good colors, but it'll be about her who found out a way to trick the color system into making people think she's good when she's actually evil, which is kind of rubbing off on Tina. And that will be what this first short story will be about. I'm thinking there'll be other short stories in the fairy world, but as of right now, this is just a very basic understanding of what I'm thinking this story will be about and future stories as well. This was kind of a short video, but not much has changed since last time. So, but next time I'll have more things for us to talk about. I'll hopefully have a start on the introduction of the story. Um, yeah, because next time will be start with something interesting. So hopefully I'll have that worked out for next time. But until then, see you next time.